Hi, my name is Gerhard Gschwandtner and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of continuing our conversation with Paul D'Souza, who's the author of that wonderful new book called The Market Has Changed, Have You? Paul, three things have changed. The customer has changed.
Yeah.
The market has changed. And our value systems have changed.
Absolutely.
How do we deal with that?
Absolutely. My invitation and my suggestion is you start with yourself, because we have to anchor on something. And the only reason we're in the marketplace is to take care of ourselves, our families, and our children. You know, I feel like I'm the new sheriff in town which says, guys, let's go back to basics, right? I have this approach I call sales 101 what? 101 what? 101 let's make a sale. And it's the invitation to say, let's not show up in this marketplace with preconceived notions of what we thought worked before.
Because it doesn't work anymore.
It doesn't work anymore.
Right.
Now, it's not doomsday. I'm actually very bullish.
And I think also one of the reasons that it doesn't work anymore is because we have created so many systems that are sidetracking right now.
Yes.
And we need to go back to the basics, which is focus on the customer.
Yes.
I think that sales managers really need to decide what percentage of time is mandatory for salespeople to spend with the customer. I've not seen anybody do it yet.
I think it's 100%.
Yeah.
I think it's 100%. Everything else can wait.
Right.
Do it at home. You want to fill up a report? Do it at 11 o'clock at night when you put your kids to bed. Right? Otherwise, stay in front of the customer, be out there. Simply because FaceTime allows you to get to know your customer. Right? Simple as that. What's one of the basics, fundamentals of sales? You don't have a transaction that is going to stick if you don't have trust with your customer. Mm-hmm. Why is I say this customer has changed? This thing we call a customer didn't exist before because some broad reasons, right? Customers now are preoccupied with surviving this recession themselves. Anything else you say is not going to be heard. Because practical psychology, we always receive a message in our already listening, in which it goes back to the awareness, right?
Yeah, fear limits the peripheral vision. They don't see what's going on.
Yeah, because they're in their awareness of, I need to survive this.
Right.
And you need to get in sync with that. Right? So that's one. Second, they are very risk averse because of the first piece. They want to survive the recession. Second, because of computers, because of the web.
Sidetracking.
One, but two, they will shop you around to get the best deal, and they can in spades more than any other time. Four, they're networked. Right? Consumers now network with each other at lightning speed. You have stories of people standing in line in a restaurant texting, this place is full, and people not pulling into the parking lot.
Right.
Never happened before. Right? Can you imagine you having, in quotes, a bad experience with a customer and they text message everybody in their group, literally your next call. You may be selling a complex IT solution. They already got the message on their Facebook that you're not in your game today.
So you have three things against you. You have a customer with a limited awareness.
Attention span,
and a much wider net to fish information with.
Yes. The good news is the basics have not, the basics still work. And it's time to go back to the basics. Yeah, we can use technology, but ultimately, until you build that level of trust, you're not going to make a transaction. Right. Because every transaction is made between people.
Right. So, how do you establish that trust barrier that has been created by sort of the defensive posture that they have that's almost generic now?
Yes. I believe it's being real and making a stand.
Being authentic.
Just being authentic, making a stand. I don't think, I say in my book, there's a lot of, I say that quite a few times, no more shortcuts, guys. It's being real. You know, play golf, yes, have a drink, yes, but not just for the sake of playing golf and having a drink. Be real with the customer and do what it takes to get their attention. Everybody's going to be different.
Tell me more about the silence part that you write about in the book, that silence is a key ingredient for a better activity afterwards.
Yeah. In the book, I really talk about it in the first part, right? My principle of purpose. I suggest the individual show up with a level of self-awareness. Why are you doing what you're doing? it's again, for everybody's different. I've attained silence just for me to think on my Ducati motorcycle when I had one, right? I mean, yes, I do martial arts and Tai Chi and things like that. When you're knitting, you could do silence. So silence is really a personal commitment to be true to oneself. And to say, really, what am I going to commit to? What is the sake for which I'm going to act?
Right, and which brings your confidence level up again.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right. At some point, we have to mature, right? We have to evolve our own level of maturity. Right. That's how the market has changed. That's what it's requiring to survive. Unfortunately, I don't want to sound like a doomsday, person here, but it's intense. This marketplace can do things to you, and we have to be in our power. And knowing yourself is absolutely critical.
So, what is the symbol of the butterfly on the book?
Change. The butterfly is a symbol of change, and being yang and aggressive and doing more is not necessarily the right way to go through the marketplace. I'm a very yang guy, right? There is a certain softness and maturity and humility that is required in the marketplace. And I very consciously put the butterfly in quotes on my shoulders, right on the side, as a reminder that we have to bring the softness in, because, again, I think it's a softness, when we bring it into ourselves, will attract our customers and allow us to get in, because there's so much noise out there.
So that's really counterintuitive, because in a recession, a lot of salespeople resort to the hard sell, and you're saying the soft sell has more power.
Yes, it's worked for me. I'm absolutely living the book.
I know it's going to become a bestseller.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you,
really
Paul.
appreciate it.